In today's lesson, we'll be learning about SOH CAH TOA, also known as the primary trigonometric ratios. In a previous lesson, we learned that SOH CAH TOA is just a mnemonic to remember the primary trigonometric ratios. The SOH in SO helps us remember this ratio, the CAH in CA helps us remember this ratio, and the TOA in TOA helps us remember this ratio. In our first example, we have a right triangle. We are going to try and find x. In other words, we want to find the length of this side. Before doing any calculations, let's make an estimate. This side is 3 meters. This side looks similar, so it will probably be close to 3 meters. So I'm going to say it's going to be around 3 meters. That squiggle just means approximately. At this point, we are going to position ourselves over here at the 43-degree angle. You can think of this as theta. If we are positioned here, this side would be the hypotenuse since it is the longest side. This side would be the opposite side since it is located across from where we're positioned. This side would be called the adjacent side since it is located beside us. Remember, we're trying to find x, so that means I'm going to circle the opposite side. Now, to find an unknown, we need the help of other numbers. You'll notice that we know the length of the adjacent side, so I'm going to circle the adjacent side. I want you to take a look at the 3 trigonometric ratios. Which of them contains both opposite and adjacent? You'll notice that tan contains both opposite and adjacent, which means that is the ratio that we'll be using. Take a look at this ratio. Tan theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. I'm going to start by replacing theta with 43 degrees. I'm going to replace opposite with x, and I'm going to replace adjacent with the number 3. Find the tan button on your calculator. If using a phone, you may have to turn your phone sideways. You're going to type in tan 43, or you may have to put 43 first, then press the tan button after. You should get a really long decimal. I'm going to round this to 0.933. Everything else is going to stay the same since we haven't touched it. At this point, you might be wondering, how am I going to find x? How am I going to find the length of this side? Well, I'm going to show you a little cheat. We're going to put a line under 0.933, and we're going to put a 1 underneath it. I am allowed to do this because this line and this 1 means the same thing as divide by 1, and anything divided by 1 stays the same. Once we've done this, we can solve this ratio using cross multiplication. You'll want to multiply the numbers that are connected by this cross and then divide by this leftover number. Into your calculator, you'll enter 0.933 multiplied by 3, then divided by 1. You should get something close to approximately 2.8. If you remember, we estimated this side to be approximately 3 meters, and with our calculations, it was pretty close. Therefore, x is actually 2.8 meters.